Guys, Memphis Depay. Not to keep this video long, not to go into details, but we know I first came about with him. I didn't know anything about him until the 2014 World Cup. What attracted me to him, he actually made us. He did a dribble. He dribbled past someone and he looked up, and I really thought he was a player. That's what caught my eye, and I followed him. I don't watch Dutch league extensively like that. It's pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. And the technical standard and them things, and the youngsters are great, but the standard of football does make me bored. Technically, not technically, as in competition and things like that, but not to get caught up on it. Memphis Depay, yeah, he had that great thing, he had that great run, done his thing for PSV. Almost forgot he played for PSV. Done his thing for PSV, scored the goals, won the league, agreed defeat to United. It was talked about a lot. It was agreed early. It was talked around a lot of boy becoming a man. They made a big song and dance around it. Ceremonies when he left PSV. Then he went to United, and not to go into it, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. He didn't score enough. He didn't do any assist enough. He hasn't. I can't really think of per se any good performances he had, but it's not all his fault. My opinion is United, as we know, not to get into it about United. Fergie's not there. It's not been the season or the seasons they've wanted. He needed to hit the ground running in the sense that they don't really have time to pander to youngsters, and Jose Mourinho's not gonna do that. But they don't have time to pander to youngsters to think about, oh, you had a poor season, or what's wrong, let's give you this, let's give you confidence. Similar to how I say with Arsenal, we need to look after the collective. I'm not excusing United because they could have done way more to help him, but he was kind of set up for failure because he did kind of need to hit the ground running for the fee he came for. What was it, 20, 30, maybe even 40? Again, this is all off my top of my head, guys, not to get into specifics. But yeah, it didn't work out for him. He's gone to Lyon. He's bagged a few goals for Lyon. He scored a ridiculous goal from the halfway line, and he looks on the up. He's back in the Dutch team. He's put the personal issues behind him. But I don't think you should write the guy off. I do believe he's fairly young. What is he, 23, 24? He's still got a long way to go in his career. He can still become something. I just feel to a degree it does come across like he thinks he's a bit better than he actually is. Of course, that's a poor judgment on my hand because I can only go on what I see, but I don't know him personally. He might not think that. I'm only going off what I see on his social media and his antics and things like that. I still believe he can have a good career. And when you consider he was also given the 7 shirt at United, it was a lot of pressure. And he's a young man coming from the Dutch league. United, iconic 7s, Ronaldo, Best, all of these sort of guys, insert who you want there. He had to hit the ground running, and people are forgetting adaptation periods. He also, if we're honest, so like similar players, what is his best position? You'd like to think he's a winger. There was even talk of him playing up front. I do believe he can still get it right. He's got a free kick on him. He can dribble. He's confident. I think he can still get it right, and I don't believe he should be written off by the footballing world in any circumstance. I think in a couple of years he will actually leave Lyon and get back to a similar standard side. I do think United could have afforded to loan him out, let him rebuild his confidence. The main thing, let him get goals to an Everton or Southampton or something like that. But they've put allegedly a buyback clause, and they've made a short-term loss on Lyon, to Lyon, I believe. And yeah, they've forgotten about it. I mean, they've got Martial, they've got Rashford, etc., etc. I mean, you're not gonna remember him. He's just finishes, cut ties like that. But I do feel sympathy for him because it was set up to fail. If he maybe went to another team or they loaned him out or whatever, where the environment's a bit more stable, a bit more safer, and just let him develop with less pressure and things like that, yeah. I'm sure Dempa Depay will have a lot to say in hindsight about the United move. Like I already said, it was kind of set up for failure. They kind of need to hit the ground running. United didn't have several playing and off-field things in place for him to thrive. Not just him, a lot of players. And it's not just United, a lot of clubs and a lot of young players. Similar to how you see Martial this year. I mean, Jose had things to do. The season didn't go to plan. He has to think about the collective. Who's actually performing? Who can he actually trust? I'm not saying he doesn't trust Martial. I'm simply saying Martial is not in form. These sort of players are in better form. He can't really pander to him and say what's wrong, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, guys, not to keep this long, I don't think Depay should be written off. I think he can have a good career. He can still be a relatively household name. There's talk of mad potential to be real world class. I don't know personally for Depay if he can really get to that, but I do really think he can be a great player. He can still be a good player, and he's still relatively young in his career. And just because the United move didn't happen the way the United fans would have, or he would have, it's no reason to write him off. All he can do now is rebuild his career, learn from the mistakes. I'm sure in hindsight he would say he probably wouldn't have joined United, to be honest with you. But you live and you learn. There's not much more he can do. But I don't think he should be written off. I've been delaying this vid for a while. I was actually meant to do it in January. But yeah, guys, Deluded Goon, I'm signing out. Memphis Depay, keep your head up, keep going.